You heard a scripture read in the Old Testament said, I will give you shepherds. God speaking, I will give you shepherds. In Romans it said, how shall they preach except they be sent? But how can you hear without a preacher? But in the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse number 17, it gives you two commands for your pastor. First, it says to you to obey them that have rule over you. Obey your leaders. And then it says submit unto them. Obey means to follow their instruction, to follow their directions. And anytime the pastor gives direction and you fail to follow, you have become disobedient to God. I was reading what God said to Moses. Moses, they're not fighting against you. They're fighting against me. I contend that any time a person in the church fails to do whatever the shepherd instructs from God for you to do, because you heard the pastor said he's going to preach from the book. And when he tells you something from the book and you fail to obey the word, then you're being disobedient to God. We got to learn how in the church to obey. That's our biggest problem. Those two words in Hebrew is hard for us to handle because we get grown. And once we become grown, we've already made up our minds when we were children that when I get grown, I'm not going to listen to what mom and dad is saying. I'm going to do my own thing. It's sort of like the prodigal son. That's why he wanted to get away from home, so he wouldn't have to listen anymore to instruction. Well, in the church, God calls you children. And I think he keeps calling you children because he wants you to understand you will never get grown in his sight. Therefore, always remember that you are children. And God has placed a shepherd over you to give instructions from him. And don't get the big head and say, I can talk to God for myself. Because God might summons you to the bottom of the mountain. And you don't want to hear from God at the bottom of the mountain. So you want to make sure that you obey them that have rule over you. And then submit. Submit means to go under their authority. And to be submissive does not mean that you're weak. Being submissive means that you will follow the instructions of God because your blessings depend upon that. The writer said you obey them that have rule over you because it's unprofitable for you if you do not. You don't want him to go to God in tears. You don't want him to go to God with a heavy heart. If he go to God on your behalf with a heavy heart, then God is going to visit you. Individually, he will visit you.
Wow.
I've been pastoring almost 29 years. I had some people who wanted to fight. People who wanted to have their way. I heard the pastor talking about you got them in the church who want to have their way. I didn't waste time fighting with them. I said, Pastor Latimore, they belong to God. And I said, Lord, I'm going to tell you what your children are doing. I know you already know. But I'm going to tell you anyhow what they're doing. And I turned them over to God. I watched God strip people. I watched God take businesses from people. I watched God take houses, families from people because they decided that they wanted to fight against me. But God said to me, they're not fighting you, Malone. They're fighting me. It is dangerous to fight against the man of God. Obey them that have rule over you, for they watch for your soul. The most precious possession you have is your soul. And he watch for your soul as one that must give an account. And he got to give that account to God. And you don't want him to do it in sorrow. You don't want him to do it with grief. When he go before God, you want him to go before God smiling about you. You want him to go before God talking to God in a way that God will come and visit you with blessings and not curses. There's only two things that you get in the church. You either get a blessing or you get a curse. And when you disobey the man of God and fight and not submit, you get a curse. I pray that you will continue to grow and glow because you have a great leader. Follow leadership. Obey them that have rule over you, and God will bless you.